My diet is simple, bread and wine. No! That is a fucking cliché, okay? Hey guys, salut, it's Alex. Today I'm gonna reveal the ugly truth about my personal diet. And spoiler alert, there's no frogs, there's no snails, so just get a grip, it's gonna be fine. So in the previous episode from the Tartine series, I just quickly mentioned my diet and I just felt like you would be slightly interested into knowing more about it. Slightly. So all along this episode, I'm gonna use pictures from my Instagram and from my Facebook, because those are food I eat every day. And if you want to stay tuned, you'd better subscribe to one of those. You can't be a subscriber of the Facebook page and the Instagram account. Doesn't work. You would break the internet. Viewers' discretion is advised. So I am no nutritionist and my diet is not perfect at all. So please keep that in mind, because I get really pissed off when I see sometimes chefs online talking as if they were nutritionists. Just because they are lean and also nicely photoshopped on their Instagram doesn't mean it's only because of their diet. I mean, there are so many factors in the game, like DNA, environment, culture, so many stuff that you don't know about. So it's not only about the diet, right? Good. I do follow an omnivore diet, which means I can eat almost anything. However, it doesn't mean I eat everything in equal proportions. That being said, let's eat our way through a typical workday. Breakfast. 8-ish at the studio in the morning. I usually don't have anything before that. And from very often to quite occasionally, this is what I get early in the morning. Cereal bars, wheat, oats, rice, nuts bar. I try not to eat too much of one kind, especially wheat, which is everywhere, and I tend to diversify the things I eat in the morning. The second would be fruits. I mean, I'm a big fan of fruits. I find them very convenient and also full of energy. So bread, butter and jam. This is very occasional for the week. I mean, it's more likely to happen on the weekend with the family. For croissant, I never get enough croissant. Let me tell you the reason why. It's not because it's fat or there is so much butter in it, which is absolutely true. No, it's more like the bakery next door just sucks. I cannot possibly have a bad croissant in the morning. It's like betraying someone for me. I mean, it's a serious stuff for us, no? Liquid-wise, in the morning is always the same. It starts with lots of water, but then it's immediately tea, like black tea, green tea, whatever tea. Sometimes coffee if the night was really rough, but other than that, tea. And I like to have mine with no sugar and no milk, because if it doesn't go in my glass of wine, it doesn't go in my cup of tea. It's simple. Lunch. I eat between midday and 2 p.m. and it lasts about 30 minutes like so. And no, I don't work while I eat. It's very important. I mean, from time to time I do take a snapshot, you know, Anyway, for me, it's sacred time. Noodles. I know it sounds stupid, but this is one of my go-to. Rice noodles, wheat noodles, buckwheat noodles, egg noodles, whatever noodles. I need something sturdy to keep me up all afternoon. And this is the most convenient. Bread. Of course, as an alternative to noodles, a big chunk, mostly under the form of a sandwich. I love that because it's mobile and I can have it on the go. And also bread here is cheap and high quality. Vegetables. There has to be at least 1 vegetable in my lunch, or more likely 2 or 3 in fact. Go-to would be celery, bell peppers, fennel, tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini. Of course there are many more I like, but they have to be edible raw or they have to cook super quickly. Otherwise, it's just a nightmare. Mushrooms. This one is a classic for me. I love the energy and the lightness it's providing me with. Cured meats. If I get any meat in my lunch, that would probably be ham, cured ham or chorizo, all those kinds of stuff. Preserved fish. If I get fish for lunch, then that would probably be sardines or mackerels. Those fish in cans are very convenient, cheap, and full of flavors. Eggs. I'm a really big fan of eggs, but I just have them more on weekends, like the Saturday lunch omelette is a classic for me. So liquid-wise for lunch, it's always the same. Water. Juices, not so much. Sodas, not so much either. And beer, wine, no way. I'm just gonna snore all the afternoon afterwards. Dessert. Even though dessert are a very French thing to do at the end of a meal, I can't say I'm a big fan of sweet stuff. So usually when I want to have a sweet thing at the end of a meal, I would just wait for about 30 minutes, 1 hour. So I guess it goes more into the snack sections. Snacks. So it can happen in the late morning, but it's more likely to strike me like around 4 p.m. Fruits, my number one snack. It's weird because I have this certainty in my head somewhere that I can eat as many fruits as I want in a day. It will always be good for me. I know it might be wrong, but I do believe in that. Nuts. Nuts. Walnuts, definitely my favorite, followed closely by hazelnuts and almonds, which are good too. Chocolate. So I guess I'm very lucky because I don't have a sweet tooth. However, chocolate doesn't abide by this law. I mean, I love chocolate and it's hardly the only dessert I would ever consider. Like, it's a sickness. So liquid-wise, it's always the same. The afternoon is just tea, 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 tea. I'm being obsessive with that. I guess it's just, you know, a nice ritual. Just something to get me going throughout the afternoon. Pre-dinner or aperitif. So it doesn't happen every day. I mean, more likely 2, maybe 3 times a week. But it's some kind of an institution at my place. I keep it very simple, like olive oil and salt on a plate, maybe a few olives, a touch of feta cheese, but definitely everything in small proportions. And keep in mind that the more there is at aperitif or pre-dinner, the less there will be at dinner afterwards. Coca-Cola. The liquid is the centerpiece of the pre-dinner or the aperitif. I can have a beer like a good IPA or maybe a dry stout, I love those, but I'm more likely to have a glass of wine. Like if it's white wine, that would be some, you know, flavorful Sauvignon, Chardonnay, some good stuff. Or if it's red wine, I like wine with body. And that probably is my favorite meal of the day. I mean, so chill, like you're at home, everything's gonna be okay, relax. It's just fine. Dinner. Dinner is always a bit more comforting than lunch, not especially about calories, but more like about properly cooked stuff like simmered, sizzled, seared, caramelized, roasted. Like, get involved, do something. If there is someone else in the room or in your apartment, you have to eat together. The table is highly communal. Like, I'm not sure this is an English word, but the table still is highly communal. Vegetables. Stop thinking about stupid greens. I'm talking about caramelized soy and sesame eggplants, steamed leeks with a tangy dressing, charred bell peppers with crispy chickpeas. Most of the time, the oven is your best friend for this dinner, because you just drop everything in a roasting tray, add a bit of oil, add a bit of seasoning, like use, for example, spices or dried herbs, whack it in the oven, thank you, see you later. I'm not a big fan of this word, but still, carbs. Rice, pasta, beans, pulses. Again, don't think about blend food, just think about spices, fresh herbs, seasoning, colors. Meats and fish. I mean, is fish some kind of meat? In that case, that would be saying the same word twice. I mean, I'm sorry, this is supposed to be just a title, but what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, back to it. I would say that on weekdays, I have less meats or fish for dinner than for lunch, which, considering how much fish or meat I have for lunch, doesn't make so much for dinner. You get it? However, a nicely roasted, caramelized, sticky, crispy chicken from time to time is a good meal. So guys, that's it. I hope you enjoy this video about my diet and that you did learn something about it that maybe can help you in some ways. I have to admit that it's not very sexy or, not a revolution. I mean, I don't have, like, for example, 2 pounds of raw salmons in the morning and then I switch to juices and then I fast for 6 minutes and then I drink 2 liters of melted snow. No, it's nothing like this. It's just everything in small proportions and just a bit more of veg and fruits. Anyway, I hope you liked it, and if you did, give it a like, thumbs up, and share that over your social media. Spread it like butter. You know the deal. Maybe lean butter this time because it's about diet, but other than that, you should definitely subscribe to my channel because I make new videos on Sunday and Wednesday. It's mostly about getting the posh out of French food, but also, trying to share some interesting vibes about the food. Like, for example, I made a challenge where I took $10 and I went to the market and cooked a 6 courses menu with it. Or maybe you can have a look at my latest vlogging series I made while I was in New York, and it's also interesting to see that my diet is completely different whenever I travel or whenever I am on weekends. Anyway, take care guys, bye bye, salut!